Hello everybody. It's been a few days, but this deck was really strong and I played a lot of games with this deck to make it perfect, and now I can bring you the best, in my opinion, the best Thanos deck in Marvel Snap, and it uses Wiccan as well. It's a little bit expensive, this deck, so there's a lot of high Series 5 cards. So if you have all the cards, this deck is insane and won me a lot of games. So let's go over the cards. First card is Psylocke. Like in my other Thanos decks, this card is really strong as it can give you 4 drops on turn 3 and also like Thanos on turn 5 if you don't draw Time Stone. Yeah, it's pretty strong in Surtur deck, in my opinion. And also, it's a good 2-drop you want to play. And the second 2-drop is Armor. And Armor is a good card as well because you play a lot of 10 drops, 10 power drops, and also a lot of 1-drops that get destroyed by Killmonger. Also, Armor is a pretty decent tech card as there's always a lot of destroy everywhere. So this card is pretty strong. Also, it doesn't really matter where you play this card. You just want to play it on turn 2. And that's the goal because you want to play Wiccan on 4. And then Marvel Boy, you play a lot of 1-drops, a lot of stones, hopefully. So Marvel Boy is pretty good in my opinion. Of course, if you don't have Marvel Boy, he's an easy replacement here because you only play stones. So there's the possibility that you only play like 2 or 3 1-drops. It might be not worth it. But yeah, in my opinion, he's the best here. But you can also play Copycat and other 3-drops. Then Phastos as well, pretty stable in Thanos. And I've seen a lot of other people finally use this card because he's pretty broken in Thanos and in other decks that can play him early and make card like 0 cost or small cost with a lot of power. So yeah, this card is pretty strong, and if you have him, you should play him always on 3. In my opinion, he's even better than Surtur on turn 3. So for me, he always was the first choice to play on turn 3. Then we need a little bit of tech, in my opinion, and one of the cards I always want to play is Red Guardian, and if I drop this card, I usually miss him. But yeah, the card is replaceable as any other 3-drop here. You can play Copycat. Nocturne is always good to have a second location changing card. But in my opinion, Red Guardian was really strong here, and you can win lineups, matchups you can't really win. So Surtur is, yeah, he got nerfed, but he's pretty strong as always. So it doesn't really matter because even if you only get one proc, so plus 3 power, then he's a free cost with 7 power, which is still the second best stats as a free cost if you include speed. But yeah, Surtur is just, yeah, a stable here. And then we go here. I went for the Wiccan route. I've not seen a lot of decks with Wiccan. Maybe there are now, but yeah, the time I make this video there isn't. Wiccan lets you play 2 4-drops, for example, on turn 6, which is, for example, a Skaar and your other 4 10 cost. But also he lets you play 2 stones and Thanos on turn 6, or even 3 stones and Thanos on turn 6, which is really strong. And then Cull, yeah, just strong in Thanos. You can always play another 4-10 here. You can play Crossbones. You can play Mary, whatever you like. Of course, he's the best choice here because he doesn't really have a downside as you want to play 1 cost anyways. Mockingbird, sadly this card got nerfed to a 9 cost, but she's still really strong, and most of the games she's a 2 cost or even 3 cost or sometimes a 1 cost if you get lucky. Yeah, even as a 4 cost, the card is really good stats. You always want to play her if possible. If you don't have the card, she's replaceable with anything you think that might fit the deck. I think a other 3 cost or 2 cost is good. Nico might be good as well to get your Wiccan out better. And then Sasquatch, next card, I think that's really underplayed in Thanos. And you played a lot of stones in one turn. Sometimes you play 3 or 4 cards in one turn, which makes this card a really low cost. Also, he's basically another 410 most of the games, but he can be even cheaper. So in my opinion, he was the better choice than like Crossbones or any other cards. But yeah, you can always change him to Crossbones or another card here. And then we get to Skaar. This card got nerfed as well. He's a 10 power now, but that doesn't matter in my opinion. And you can get him to 2 cost, but in my games I usually play him at 4 cost, which is just strong as it is. Of course, it's better if you have like a 2 or 0 cost, but this deck goes not that strong with the 10 costs, but you can play him and another 4 cost, for example, on turn 6 with Wiccan. So that's the goal here. And then we have here the main card, Thanos. And yeah, you want to play the stones as early as possible, of course, and you don't have any other 1-drops in this deck, as you have might seen. So you need to draw a stone on turn 1, which is, in my games, I think 80% of the games I had it. And even if you don't play Wiccan in this deck, it's still strong enough to win on its own. But yeah, the deck was really strong, and if possible, just play a stone, then play armor or Psylocke, then play Marvel Boy, Phastos, Red Guardian, Surtur, whatever you can play. And if you draw Wiccan, which happens a lot actually, play Wiccan, and then, in my opinion, you can't really lose from there. So I hope you enjoy this deck, and let's take a look at some gameplay. And I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and as always, if I think something is comment worthy, I will comment. And yeah, you should subscribe and like, and always comment if you have something on your mind. And for more decks, please subscribe. It's crazy how much this channel grew in like just a month. So it's really fun to make more decks for you guys. But thanks always for watching, and enjoy the gameplay, and see you next time. And as you see here, even if he plays Blob, this card goes bigger than just a Blob because it has 2 10-drops you can just play easily. And then you just win the game with your other cards. And that was just an easy game, and shows the power of this deck. different to other Thanos decks, this Wiccan let me play 2 tank costs on the last turn, and then yeah, I had a stone that was 0 cost as well. I went for the play here on the left, but yeah, this was just a really easy game because I had so much energy left and I could have played anything here, but the 10 drops just sealed the deal.